Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, you worried about the effects of 5G radiation? Well, let me introduce you to the affiliate of this video. They're called EMF Harmonized, and they filter out the harmful RF waves that actually damage our DNA. Kids are also more susceptible to the RF waves than adults are, and what they do is EMFs clump together red blood cells and cause lots of problems. This technology prevents that. And as you can see, they have products for your phone, your tablet and your computer, as well as your body. You can actually buy these for your body. So if you'd like to help a fellow truther and help me out as well, please check out the affiliate link down below. They also actually have a video showing you the red blood cells, how they clump together with 5G radiation, and how this technology protects you from that. Okay guys, if you're interested, check out the affiliate link below. Thanks guys. Hey guys, before I start, I'd like to thank James and a God believer who also likes the number 17, which is good. Thank you so much guys. Thank you to all my PayPals and Patreons. In Patreon, there's not much going on at the moment. I'm very, very sorry. I am reading your messages. Same as emails, Facebook, Twitter. I'm sorry guys, I know people are sending me messages all over the place and I can't respond. I just don't have the time, and half the time I'm sick anyway, and yeah, a bit. That's where I've been for the last 4 days. I have been very unwell. I thought I was going to end up in emergency, but I managed not to. Only because I've been there before and they never do anything. Well, they give me painkillers and they give me morphine, which makes me very, very sick. So on top of having stomach pain, I end up dry reaching, vomiting until I'm dry reaching, and it still doesn't stop. It keeps going, and then all my stomach muscles cramp up and they make me worse. Going to hospital makes me worse. So I do try to wallow in my own pain and get over it as much as I can. So that's what I've been doing since Friday night it started, and my Saturday, Sunday, Monday were all, yeah, just a wipeout pretty much, guys. Oh, and Tuesday as well, because it's Wednesday here in Australia now. Okay, let's get into some of this stuff. Well, Daniel Andrews has been busted. He listed a venue where a cluster from COVID came from, and the venue, it's an Asian cafe and bar, okay. 2020 has been closed since 2020. So there you go. Confirmation from the restaurant themselves that they have been closed. So the address that he gave, 426 Sydney Road, he said on February 6th that it had 38 guests and someone positive was there, and so he shut Victoria down again. Well, isn't that interesting? Because it looks like the business was not even operating. So you make of that what you will. Okay, let's get into the rest of these. Okay, what have we got here? Oh, from Zero Hedge at GovTrader. The bank says you cannot afford a $950 monthly mortgage payment, so you pay $1,400 a month for rent instead. That's how much I pay. $1,400 a month for rent instead. And I'm on a benefit, so I get $2,000 a month, and $1,400 of that goes on rent, and I'm sinking. I'm literally sinking. But anyway, enough of that. So I'll get over it. I'll work something out somewhere. Also, if you haven't noticed, I think this channel has been monetized. Sorry guys, but I need to do it. I really have to right now. I need all the help I can get. So I do apologize, but there you go. From Donald Trump Jr. at Donald Trump Jr. Oh my God, another miner making credible allegations of harassment by Lincoln Project founder. Imagine how many more there are. RT if you want to know when John Weaver's co-founders first knew about it and how long they continued their grift afterwards. So this is about to get very interesting. From Brian Schwartz at SchwartzBCNBC. Scoop, Lincoln Project founder Reed Gallen ran a little-known dark money group called Pr0ject Yellowstone, while he was also making millions off the super PAC. Pr0ject Yellowstone gave a boost of business to many of the same vendors LP worked with, the Lincoln Project. Let's see what this says. I know it's mainstream, but I'm just going to have a little look. As co-founders of the Lincoln Project were making millions off the super PAC they ran, one of them, Reed Gallen, quietly launched a little-known dark money organisation that may have enriched him and his allies even further. The group Pr0ject Yellowstone filed a 990 disclosure to the Internal Revenue Service that lists Gallen as the principal officer with a Park City, Utah address. Gallen's consulting firm, Summit Strategic Communications, is based out of the same city in Utah, according to his LinkedIn account. The group's website says it's a 501c4 that was created to educate voters on how to vote in person or by mail. Documents show that Gallen's Lincoln Project and Pr0ject Yellowstone were directly linked. Although this partnership is not illegal, the arrangement could have allowed behind-the-scenes payments to firms with ties to Super PAC's leadership or other vendors that often did work with the Lincoln Project. The Lincoln Project has already come under scrutiny for paying vendors with ties to the committee's leadership, including millions to a firm founded by Gallen himself. There are also questions about which subcontractors the Lincoln Project paid that might not have been publicly disclosed. Still, since there are very few IRS documents available on Pr0ject Yellowstone, that non-profit can go for at least the next year without publicly producing information on how much it raised, its donors, and which vendors it paid. Starting in August, Pr0ject Yellowstone began publishing digital and TV ads promoting its website to potential voters. Gallen himself promoted Pr0ject Yellowstone's work in a tweet that month. The Lincoln Project officially launched in December 2019. The final Pr0ject Yellowstone digital ad was published in October. And this is a tweet from him. Eric Dobson, a co-executive director of Pr0ject Yellowstone, says on her LinkedIn page that it is a partner organisation of the Lincoln Project. Gallen is not listed anywhere on the group's website. Outside of Dobson's detail on her LinkedIn page, there is very little public mention of Pr0ject Yellowstone and the Lincoln Project working in tandem. Gallen did not return requests for comments, neither did a Lincoln Project spokesperson or representatives of Pr0ject Yellowstone. The discovery of Pr0ject Yellowstone and its connection to the Lincoln Projects comes as the Super PAC not only faces scrutiny for its financial dealings, but its co-founder John Weaver faces accusations of misconduct in this manner. I'm hoping you can see that. I don't want to say it. Okay. Okay, we'll just say misconduct. Although Lincoln Project has denied it, numerous reports indicate heads of the organisation were aware of Weaver's alleged behaviour throughout 2020. Weaver told the New York Times in January he was a closeted gay man and he's truly sorry to these men and everyone for letting so many people down. The Lincoln Project said in a statement on Monday that they had retained the law firm Paul Hastings to review the allegations against Weaver. The group also noted it is working with outside counsel to strengthen its corporate governance, finance, operational structure, human resources and leadership. Wow. Okay, this is what they all say when they're trying to get away with something. They just say, oh, sorry, I'm closeted gay, which is fine. I don't have a problem with gay people. But when you are contacting underage people, that's a bit different. Okay. Wow. And it also noted that it's working with outside counsel to strengthen its corporate governance, finance, operational structure, human resources and leadership. Other co-founders include Steve Schmidt, a former leader of the late Senator John McCain's 2008 campaign for president, author and former George H.W. Bush campaign advisor Rick Wilson, and conservative lawyer George Conway. Schmidt resigned from Lincoln Project's board last week as donors to the committee started distancing themselves from the group. Conway is no longer part of the organisation. Can you say rats fleeing a sinking ship? Schmidt was asked about the PAC's financial dealings in an interview with Bill Maher, is that how you say it, after the former McCain aide stepped down from the Lincoln Project's board. Out of $87 million that was raised by the Lincoln Project, about $63 to $66 million of that money went into voter contact programs. Schmidt told oh my goodness, I just said it. Now I can't say it. Okay, on Friday. After being asked where the rest of the money went, Schmidt only said they wanted to protect their staff and other vendors from harassment by the Trump people? Okay then. Our Federal Election Commission records show that the PAC ended up spending nearly $82 million. Former leaders of the PAC are now calling for the committee to shut down. So you got George Conway. It's a shame. We shouldn't forget the hard work of so many people and the positive things the organisation did. But yes, I think it's right. Galen's firm reaped over $24 million from the Lincoln Project during 2020, according to data from the Nonpartisan Centre for Responsive Politics. A key focus of the PAC was to push out attack ads against former President Donald Trump. A Federal Communications Commission record that was discovered by CRP and provided to CNBC lists Galen as the chairman of Project Yellowstone. The address on the FCC form matches that of the Lincoln Projects. FCC records list Ashton Media as the media placement agency for the Project Yellowstone ads. Though the documents don't say how much Project Yellowstone paid for Ashton Media's services, the Lincoln Project spent over $6.5 million on the same company throughout the 2020, CRP data shows. Project Yellowstone ended up spending over $180,000 on Facebook ads during the last cycle. According to CRP digital ad data, data from Ad Impact shows that from August through September, Project Yellowstone spent over $450,000 on TV ads. They aired in Pennsylvania and Florida. Biden went on to defeat Trump in Pennsylvania but lost Florida. Project Yellowstone and Lincoln's project ties are also apparent in how they raised money. The group each used Anadot, a campaign donation processor that recently cut ties with the Lincoln Project. Anadot was paid over $3 million by the Lincoln Project. They were also clients of the same fundraising firm, Katz Watson Group. The firm shows Lincoln Project and Project Yellowstone under their public list of clients. Katz Watson Group saw over $300,000 in payments from the Lincoln Project. Then there are other leaders of Project Yellowstone and their ties to Galen, along with other Lincoln Project leaders. Greg Jenkins, another co-executive director of Project Yellowstone, worked in the George W. Bush administration at the same time as Galen. Dobson was a senior advisor to former Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz. Starting in 2018 as he mulled an independent run for president, Schmidt at the time was one of Schultz's lead strategists. I was going to say strategists. Okay, well that's interesting. For a mainstream news article, it's more than I would have expected. And also, I don't know if that last article is leaving anything out, but here from the Free Beacon, Paul Hastings, the law firm conducting a review of the Lincoln Project, could be hard-pressed to deliver a credible result since several of its partners have donated to scandal-plagued liberal super PAC. And here I think it's pretty much the same story again, except this one is from a different site. Greg Nitzkowski, the firm's managing partner of more than 2 decades, donated $3,000 to Lincoln Project in 2020 according to federal records. Eleanor Backer, who chairs the firm's employment law department, has donated almost $2,000 to the Lincoln Project. According to her bio on the Paul Hastings website, Backer is considered a go-to employment lawyer for many large employers with high-profile disputes involving high-level executives and contentious high-stakes litigation. She has won praise for her aggressive approach to defending clients against claims of sex discrimination and retaliation. Okay, the Lincoln Project could soon require the services of an attorney with Barker's skill set. The group's only female co-founder, Jennifer Holmes, instructed the group via her lawyer to retain documents in anticipation of a lawsuit. Horn, who resigned from the group on February 5th, has made allegations of abusive and demeaning treatment by Lincoln Project executives. 3 other Paul Hastings partners have donated money to the Lincoln Project. Sam Alavi, whose clients include the Qatar Investment Authority, Joseph Professor, who's defended Chinese firms against allegations of intellectual property theft from US competitors, and Steve Marenberg, who previously represented Donald Trump and NBC Universal in a copyright case involving The Apprentice. The Lincoln Project announced on Monday that it has retained Paul Hastings for the purpose of conducting an internal investigation. We are committed to creating a positive, diverse and inclusive workplace environment at the Lincoln Project, and inappropriate behaviour by anyone associated with the organisation will not be tolerated under any circumstances, the group said in a statement. The move was seen by many as a last-ditch effort to placate nervous donors and media outlets whose fawning coverage of the Lincoln Project fuels its rise to become one of the most well-funded super PACs of this cycle that's just passed. The group has been racked by scandal since mid-January when dozens of young men accused co-founder John Weaver of engaging in inappropriate behaviour. Additional reporting on the scandal has uncovered significant evidence to suggest that senior Lincoln Project members who have aggressively denied any knowledge of Weaver's predatory behaviour are not being entirely truthful. The group has also failed to satisfy the demands of 6 former Lincoln Project employees and associates who have demanded to be released from all non-disclosure agreements in order to speak openly about their experiences. The announcement of the internal review by Paul Hastings included an oddly worded passage releasing staff and former staff from the confidentiality provisions in their employment agreements to discuss their workplace environment. In a statement, the group of former employees and associates slammed the gesture as insufficient and coyly narrowed to give the appearance of transparency while still barring them from discussing the Weaver scandal. As an organisation with dozens of contractors, subcontractors, informal advisors and other associates, this statement is unclear and seems intentionally narrowed to only include talking about workplace environment, the former employees said. This statement is designed to appear to be honest and forthright while still keeping staff silent about the John Weaver situation on a technicality. This is the exact sort of behaviour many of us joined the Lincoln Project to fight back against. Paul Hastings did not respond to a request for comment. Okay, from James Hirsch at the Jim Jams. Anti-Trump Lincoln Project caught funneling $45 million in donations into their own pockets. Isn't this interesting? So here's another story from yet another different site. The dust hasn't even settled on the news that one of their founders is a bit of a deviant. A lot of it. Oh, kitty cat, kitty cat. Sorry, I do need to correct that. Not a bit of a deviant. He is a deviant. Now the Lincoln Project is under intense scrutiny after records review revealed that the group funneled millions of their donations into company owned by its founders. Okay, I've pretty much read that. I'll just go over it and see if there's any more. The math of it all leads to questions regarding financial malfeasance. It raises a question about where the rest of the money ultimately went. Brendan Fisher, an attorney with the Nonpartisan Campaign Legal Centre in Washington, said, generally speaking, you'd expect to see a major super PAC spend a majority or more of their money on advertisements, and that's not what happened here. Okay, is it another funneling operation, is it? Okay, apparently allowing its development personnel to raise and spend unlimited sums of money under the law. Its founders include Steve Schmidt and Reed Galen, who both served as administrator. Yep. Conservative attorney John Conway, the husband of former senior advisor to President Trump, Kellyanne Conway, former New Hampshire GOP chair Jennifer Horn, Florida-based veteran political advertisement maker Rick Wilson, and John Weaver, a long-time advisor to former Ohio Governor John Kasich, who also worked extensively with Senator John McCain. We fully comply with the law. The Lincoln Project will be delighted to open its books for audit immediately after the Trump campaign and all affiliated super PACs do so, Schmidt said, deflecting to point the same unfounded finger of conspiracy at the Trump campaign as they did during the election cycle. What do you think? Now, isn't that just interesting? Okay, guys, I'm going to break this video up because it is running. Otherwise, it's going to be way over an hour long and it'll take me ages to... I might find it better uploading smaller videos, so I'm going to try and do that. Look out for another video from me. I will be back. And, yeah, I'll see you soon. Okay, guys. Bye.